We get asked a few times how to fit the Diamir crampons to the bindings. So here's a short little instructional video to help you out. The Diamir bindings come in two sorts. There's the standard binding like that, which just clips on, and there's the axion crampon like that, which has a hinge. Okay, the standard crampon, so it's going to go on the bar by the toe piece in this position here. Okay, it's got two, you can see it's got two prongs at the front here, and they go under the front of the toe piece. And actually, where people get confused is that actually it's quite stiff to get the binding in position, and they think they're doing the wrong thing, but you're generally not. You get make sure the two lugs are under at the front, and then you just have to push it down like that until it locks onto the bar with some spring-loaded plastic clips underneath it. And then what happens is that when you stand on your binding, it pushes it into the snow, and then when you lift your foot up, it lifts the crampon out the snow. Like that. And then when you don't want them, it's actually, this is the harder part, is getting them off, because you feel like you're going to cut your fingers off when you get them off. And the way to do it is to get your fingers around the back of the last set of teeth and lever it up that way, rather than trying to get your hand underneath it and then just lift it off. So that is the standard crampon. Okay, now the axion crampon. The axion crampon is slightly different because it goes on from underneath the binding rather than from on top. So you have to go into walk mode, then basically you put the crampon in at a bit of an angle from underneath. Try and put it straight in, you can't get the teeth in. So you put it on like that, and then it comes up like that, and then the bar locks the binding on over the top like that. Now the axion crampon is only compatible with Explore and Freeride. So those of you with the old, the original Fritchies, you can't use this binding, you can only use the standard crampon. Okay, so the axion binding, when it's in this mode, you don't use it. Your boot goes in here and the fins are either side of your boot. And okay, so that means that you can walk normally with the crampon fitted but not being used. And then when you come to fit it, you just spin it round into that position, and although it's difficult to do with your hands, you'll find that when you push it into the snow with your weight on it, there's some plastic clips like that which lock it into position. Okay, and then it becomes very much like the standard binding. It goes up and down with your foot, and then when you're finished with it, you have the choice of either taking it off, or it's much easier when you're stood on your binding. You find they're very stiff, but they free up over time. There is some lugs on the side here where you can get your ski pole in and do it, but I'm not sure if I can even do it by hand. Oh, there we go. And then they come up like that. Now the best thing about this is that if you're in terrain where you may want to use your crampons intermittently, if your crampons are in your bag, you're quite likely not to put them on and off as regularly as you should. If you take them off, you save energy, but you get the extra security when you need them. But it is an aggro, to get them in and out of your bag and all the rest of it, so you don't do it. And normally you put them on too late, and then possibly keep them on too long again at the other end. So the beauty of this system is that it allows you to keep your crampon permanently attached to your binding, and to put it on and off as you need it with less hassle than the standard crampon. Although if you're certain that you don't need it, on the descent, or you won't need it that day, you can leave it in your bag. Removal is the reverse. You open the bar, later on it show you which way to push, and then down it comes and off. And that's your Diamir crampons.